What's going on, guys? Welcome to the first episode of Cabin Fever. My name is Juan. Some people know me as the Sundance Kid, right? Uh, so I started this podcast with my sister.
So I'm Bridget, and some of you don't know me. None of you know me. It basically don't exist almost. Just kidding. Anyway, yes, continue.
Well, you can also spam this to your friends, so they will know you as well.
Go, got it.
You can spam this to everybody, and they will all know our name.
That's
We
true.
will take over the world.
And they shall.
The focus of this podcast is world domination. We will not stop until we have dominated the world.
Yes,
So
that is correct.
Spam this to people, share, repost. We're just gonna go over some topics that have been bubbling in the zeitgeist. Stuff that we've been experiencing throughout this pandemic, this lockdown. It's called cabin fever for a reason, right? Yeah. How do you feel about this quarantine? How are you feeling?
I started going crazy around March 15th, which was 4 days into my lockdown because I went into lockdown on March 11th. And I thought, like, this can't get any worse. But oh my god, it got so much worse. But now I'm kind of spiraling into, like, this weird calm insanity where everything is very calm and nothingness is everything. Does that make sense? I don't even know.
Yes. This existential crisis has been like normalized.
Yeah, I feel like I have a lot of those now. I'm starting to like go into phases where I'm like, did I really move my hand? You know those moments that you have as a little kid and you move something and you like lose your shit because you're like, how did I move my hand? Like what goes into that process? I'm having a lot of those.
That straight up happened to me yesterday, but it was more like I didn't know what the fuck. Oh, do you hear Raven? He's outside trying to get in. I
Oh,
remember why.
really? He sounds like
Uh,
female.
it's because my window's open. I'm talking about my cat. He's the only male cat that we have.
We
Uh,
thought he was a she at first,
oh yeah,
so that's why we named him Raven.
yeah.
It still goes.
After a year, we found out he was a male, but it's all good. He can
I'm
be a
so
girl
excited.
if he wants.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
can
know.
do whatever he wants.
I know he is not though because I've seen it, but nonetheless, he
Yes,
can
I
do whatever he
also
wants.
I actually have also seen him try to have sex with a female cat. But
Yes.
we can't be sure without his answering that question, which he can't do, so.
Oh yes. That is up to him. Oh, but let me tell you that what you were talking about, it happened to me yesterday, but it was like I couldn't remember what I did that day. And then when I
Well,
did remember it, like in the morning, at night, I was like, what did I do in this morning? And then when I finally remembered it, I was like, is that true? Like, did I actually do that? And I kept on questioning it. Because I was asking myself, I was like, did I actually eat that, like, that food? So then when I got home, I saw the food there and I was like, oh, yeah, I did.
that's fucking intense. But I get what you mean. Yeah, like I feel like one day goes by and the morning feels like it was a week ago. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
sitting there like, what the fuck? Like, how did I do so? Like, why is it 7 days in one day? It's weird. Time is really weird in lockdown and like in quarantine. It goes by so slow, but at the same time, it's just flying by. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I can't wait till it's all over and I can go to, like, just like a bar and have a drink. That'll be cool.
I know, I really miss people. I feel like I miss the Walgreens checkout lady because she was
Mm-hmm.
always there when I would go, and I would go a lot because I like to buy snacks.
Mm-hmm.
And now I can't see her and I just miss her. I miss telling her, have a good day. Even though I know she's working, so she's probably not having a good day. But I miss people. I miss seeing them. So that sucks.
I think a lot of this year it started going downhill after Bernie really like stopped his campaign. I finally took off the bumper sticker that I had in my back,
Oh.
my car. Beto, people here still have like their Betos stickers and stuff like that.
Oh, that's. Oh, I've seen them, and I'm not even there.
Beto stickers, Beto for president. You never really see any Biden stickers. Like it's weird still. You never saw him in the primary, but you know that goes into like this whole enthusiasm thing, which he has none, and it's like really depressing. That now people are talking about it, especially like with young black people. I just saw this study. It was like, oh, young black people aren't really uh into Joe Biden, and some reporter he was like, well, this came out in the primary, but nobody was talking about it, and like that
Right.
was a strength.
I mean, he has no energy. Like he has no real things to make people excited about him. I mean, it's like you're saying people still have Beto stickers. Beto was like an entire year ago, and he still has more enthusiasm. I don't. I mean, you know how I feel about Beto. Beto, not Beto. But even he like still has this ongoing like people still like him and want his sticker everywhere. And Joe Biden is just kind of like, where is he? I mean, that's the strategy is to keep him away as far as much as possible, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah,
But
honestly, I hope he stays away until he wins at this point.
yeah, honestly, because that's the only way. Like every time he comes out, he just fucks up something.
Hmm.
So it's smart that they're just kind of keeping him hidden away.
Okay, so I have this thing I wanted to talk about. We'll give props where props is due. It's an article. I'll link it.
Oh, cool.
It's talking about basically like Joe Biden and Bernie working on student loan, like student relief, and
Mhm.
making colleges free. And there's a couple points that are pretty good in here. It's basically like Pete's plan, and I heard about this before, like if it came into fruition, like oh Biden's gonna go left with the student loan stuff and stuff like that, and but it's basically gonna be like Pete's version of it, like oh only like certain people and you have to apply and there's qualifications for it.
Okay, well that's something. And I mean, honestly, right now with like our economic depression and recession that we're in, um, like they have to do something, you know? Because the people still have
Yeah,
these massive loans, and then this happened. Like, where do you start to rebuild it? Like, it only makes sense that they had to take a step towards looking at student loans.
yeah, our aunt, she told her grandma like, "Oh, I recently got the stimulus check. It was like a month or 2 months ago." And like her words verbatim were, "Thank God." I didn't know what I was gonna do.
Fuck.
It's very depressing, yeah.
I mean, because a lot of people are were depending on that, you know, like nobody knows what to do because everything is such shit right now. So it's so sad that, you have the billionaires, they got richer during this pandemic, and people are depending on a fucking stimulus check from the government.
Yeah.
That was
I was
late.
like,
It was even late. Like it wasn't even it's just fucking crazy and horrible.
yeah, I know this other person. I told that same story to,
Mhm.
and they're a nurse. They told me, oh, that was the same feeling I had, and I actually like have a degree, and I went to school, and I was like, oh, what the fuck? Like they really don't give a fuck. It's really like clear at this point, like who they care about and who they don't care about.
Yeah, I feel like this was the year that, you know, the the wealthy and politicians and everyone basically was like, why do we have to hide what we're doing? And who's gonna stop us? And then nobody stopped them, you know?
It was really like mask off.
Yeah, they really kind of just said fuck you to all of us.
Yeah, I guess that leads into like the next topic with the riots and stuff. Protests. I know a lot of people like accuse the protests of having, um, having an effect with the coronavirus. But now that we've had enough protests and it's been enough time, we can like bring up data that says, oh, it wasn't actually the protest that spread the virus. And if it was a protest, it depends on what type of protest it was. Like open up type of protest or Black Lives Matter protest.
No, and not
And
only that, but I read an article that said like if it was actually the protests, the COVID cases would have spiked up in all these other cities, and they gave like a list of cities that had protests every single day, and their cases didn't spike. Like they didn't go
yeah,
up.
I know what cities you're talking about. It was New York, Philadelphia,
Yeah.
and Chicago. Like
New
those were
York
the
has
biggest ones.
been, yeah, New York has had protests every single day. Like, because I volunteered with this, like, it's not a company because it's volunteer work, but it's like some page. And if you lose a friend, whatever, right? You submit a request and you, like, tell us their name, their information, basically. And then we find them. Like, we call around and we locate where they're being held, whatever, and
Mhm.
like try to help with finding lawyers, like let their friends know if they've had bail set, like all of that, whatever. And like all of those cases were from New York, you know? So they
Mhm.
had protests every single day. And their cases, like if it was the protests, we would have seen a huge fucking rise in them in New York. And there wasn't. So,
Yeah, and there was an increase in testing too. So like it wasn't like, oh, there wasn't testing or shit like that. There was an
yeah.
increase in testing, but there was a decrease in cases.
Yeah. So, like I think people just wanted to blame it on. It's really easy for like other people, and especially people who are older, to just blame like everything young people are doing. It's because they don't want to admit that it's just no, like your state just opened up too quick, or people aren't, they don't care about COVID. It's not, if
Yeah.
you notice like pictures of the protests, sure, not everyone's wearing a mask, but most people are wearing a mask. So
Mhm.
it's not the protests, it's the actions of the specific cities that you're in. So
Mhm.
that's really stupid that they tried to blame. And it was just another, like, that fear that they were putting on people, like, oh, well, the protests are gonna make cases go up. I think it was just trying to keep people from protesting, because people don't like to
Yeah.
have to deal with like this unrest that's going on. And so their reaction was like, let's discourage, whether they know it or not. You're trying to discourage people from going if you're using the protests and saying that they're going to make COVID worse. Like, why didn't you say that about the other protests that were happening before? Or why don't you say that about countries opening up the fucking mall?
Yeah, it's just like if it can help your side, like that's when they start using it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think the
exactly.
worst I think the worst thing that's coming out of this is like people politicizing a pandemic. Like
Yeah.
the whole mask thing. I always see like people questioning like, oh, why should I wear a mask if you're wearing a mask? Like I saw that a very popular meme that people were just sharing.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like it goes back to science. Like, how are you making that a politics thing? It's literally, there's like, and I'll link some studies to, or not even just studies, but a lot of people around the world, they showed you what happens, coughing on a plate with a mask on versus without a mask. Like, everyone has to wear the mask for it to be effective. You can't
Yeah.
have that mentality like if you're wearing it, then I don't have to. Yes, you do.
Yeah, I know that the CDC and like the World Health Organization, they a while ago they were like, don't wear a mask. Only wear a mask if you have the thing. But then they came out and said, oh, we only said that because we thought there was going to be a shortage of masks. So, like, they straight up lied to people.
Yeah,
And
that's true. They keep going back and forth with their information, so it's very confusing to people.
yeah, I understand why people are, like, a little bit doubtful. But it's like, since the beginning, I've chosen to be, like, on the paranoid side of, like, nah, it's like this respiratory disease. Like, it just makes sense that a fucking mask would help me not get it, you know?
Yeah, and help you not spread it, because if you're asymptomatic, like how hard is it to actually like think maybe I don't want to be the reason somebody's uncle dies, I
Yeah.
don't know. I just feel like I don't want to be the reason people die. And even if I'm, and I've been paranoid that I get it. Like at the beginning of the pandemic and all of that, I would wake up and just like think like, "Oh my God, my head hurts. Like I think I have COVID." And there was that weird paranoia even though I wasn't going anywhere. Like literally, I wasn't leaving the house for anything. And so like, it's a lot of panic, but now, I know how to keep myself safe. I think, I have sanitizer and I have some wipes in the car to like wipe my wheel and whatever the fuck. But like at the
Uh-huh.
same time, like if I were to have it, it wouldn't just be like, oh, well, fuck it all, I guess. No, like I don't want to give it to other people either. Like that's how, why are you a bad person that you want that? Or that you don't care if you do that? Like those
Yeah.
videos of all those women like coughing in people's faces when they are being told to wear a mask, that's fucking ridiculous. Like how low do you have to be of a person to go and cough in someone's face? Someone who's scared of they could be immunocompromised or a cancer patient, or they could have someone at home who is, or they could work with people who like, why do you want to do that? Like, why are you so fucked up that you just want to cough in someone's face?
No, I think I started to think that maybe like they really like the side that is with like that those talking points like, oh, a mask isn't really effective, and I'd rather have personal freedom than help people not die. I think that crowd, it's really about like survival of the fittest, and it
Uh,
always has been, like, for the right, like, that's why they don't really champion social programs and shit like that, because I think they really do believe it's like, oh, if you got the disease, then it's because you're weak and you probably deserved it, like, as opposed to it's something totally preventable and it's not up to you, like we could have done something as a society to stop you from getting it.
right. They're like, oh, well, it's so dumb though. Like, it just kind of shows like what type, like you said, it's survival of the fittest in their head, and it's just we're human beings. Like, we have the ability to think and to have a conscience, right? That's what sets us apart from animals, basically. So why the fuck are they thinking that way? And a lot of it is also built into like, okay, like I don't know. I mean, because honestly, a lot of those people are white people. So they know that the way things are works for them. It's like you said, I mean, they don't care who dies because the people dying are poor people and like people who can't work from home, blah blah blah, whatever.
When this all started, I told our cousin Danny, like, it was when Bernie was still in the campaign, and he came to visit for like a day or two, and I was so hopeful, like the pandemic had literally just started, and
Uh-huh.
I told him, this could be a fucking great thing. Like, this could wake everybody up, and they could understand that, like, the things that this campaign was fighting for, like, they're super important. And Medicare for all, it's more about like caring about your neighbor, because like now if your neighbor has corona, they endanger you. So now people start caring more about their neighbor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
was super hopeful in the beginning, but now I'm just super cynical about the whole thing. Just like seeing how people are reacting, and like people just really don't want to wear masks. Like it
And it's
apples.
not that hard. It's literally you just wear it while you go into the fucking store. It's no big deal. It doesn't choke you. Like, don't be a fucking drama queen. It's just a piece of fucking cloth over your mouth. Like, you can do it. It's not hard, but people just want to turn it into this like invasion of my rights. And I'm like, okay, well, is it only like in this instance? Because if it's really about, I don't know if you've seen, but like people are chanting "my body, my rights" over this, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how do you fucking say that about this, but not about other issues? You know?
It's so hypocritical. I know. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's it's just when they feel like it matters to them that things apply. And it's so dumb. It's just fucked up. It's crazy, just like the pandemic, it brought out like all these things in people that were already there and they had already been showing. There's a fly. And I thought I killed it earlier, so I'm surprised now. Fuck. I have a thing with flies at the beginning of pandemic. It's not flies, it's fruit flies. So they're fucking tiny and like annoying.
Hmm.
And they weren't contributing to my mental health at the beginning of the pandemic because there were so many of them and I didn't have any fruit. So I was like fucking confused and I started like going crazy. Like I started thinking like I'd kill like 5 of them in like an hour and still see like they'd only come out like one or two at a time. So I'm like constantly killing them and then they keep
Do
coming
you
back.
have plants?
I have
Do you have
cacti.
plants?
I have
I think
this
they're
cacti.
attracted to they're attracted to the
Oh.
soil and stuff. The plants.
Yeah, well, they were making me fucking go crazy. I started thinking like this has to be a video game and I'm not passing this level. Like I kind of like went like real there. I don't know. I'm just talking about how the fucking fruit flies, they really fuck with my head. Cause how am I killing so many of you and then you're still there? Like, are you guys coming back to life? Why can't I pass this level? And I don't know. I just like go there.
I think they're having babies in your room.
They are like I got this little trap for them, and you know what? They really like. I was so pissed because they had babies inside the trap. I was like,
Oh.
I like wanted to murder you people. Well, I mean, you flies with this trap that you're supposed to get trapped in, and instead you guys like made it in it and made like more of you. And so like they were coming out, and I threw the trap away because like they were gonna turn into flies, you know. It was so gross because they obviously come out as like maggots, basically, right? So I
Mhm.
was like, and I saw them. Like, luckily, I saw them. Like, they didn't start poking their fucking stupid little shit out until like that morning. So I was able to see them before they all crawled out and like became flies, you know? But it was so disgusting. It was like a big slap to the face. I was like, wow. I just like I think I messed it up. I put too much water in their like mixture. So instead of like making it deadly for them, I think I just got them drunk.
Mhm.
I don't know. Anyway,
You
what?
probably
Yeah, pandemic and shit.
you
Politics.
probably made one that was stronger in the trap.
Yeah, they were like they were such assholes. I was just like
Their
that was
babies evolved to be stronger than them.
I know they were mutating and shit.
That's what happens if the poison doesn't kill them, like that you're using.
Fuck.
Your
God damn.
babies grow immune to it.
Yeah, I don't know, but there's more now. And this they came in because there was like some outside and my door was open for too long that for like one fucking time. And so I guess some came in and now they're just like I thought I'm down to just one. Like I was able to get rid of the rest, but I thought I killed it earlier and I just saw it again. So maybe I'm back in the video game. I don't know.
Yes, you have respawned in your last checkpoint.
I know, fuck. God damn it.
Okay,
Anyway,
I think we should conclude this segment of coronavirus.
yes, I'll start.
Well, thank you for sticking sticking around. Anybody that has and is still listening, welcome to the fun half. We're hear that from the majority report now. Um, I really want to talk about one thing, and one thing that's been on my mind for like the past week, and that is Hamilton. I love Hamilton so much. Have you seen it yet?
No, I haven't seen it yet. I was supposed to watch it with you, and then we didn't.
Hmm.
But it reminds me of you because of how much you love it. I think I should just watch it.
Yeah, I have the vinyl a long time ago. I got the vinyl for Hamilton a long time ago, and I just listened to it. So I remember listening to the vinyl on a very shitty recorder, like it was a less than $100 vinyl player. Um, and those are really bad. With vinyl, you need to invest a lot of money for the sound to be like super great. And I remember like listening very intently to like the storyline and what was happening, and I was thinking to myself, wow, this is like really interesting story. So then now that it came out on Disney Plus, I got to watch it, for the first time basically, and it was just like so much more magnificent. I really understood why people were really hyping it up like in 2016, because it was just like a worldwide phenomenon. It was just like fucking everywhere. And I'm seeing a lot of like pushback from lefty Twitter. Like I know a lot
Right.
of people that are like, why are you why are you basically like glorifying the colonialists? Like the people that um, killed all the Native Americans, and basically, like that, coming at it from that critique.
Yeah.
And I understand that critique, but it's just like in the play,
Oh.
Hamilton is portrayed as like this abolitionist figure, like this guy
Oh.
that was really against slavery. But a lot of historians are like, there's evidence to suggest that he was, but there's also evidence that suggests that he wasn't the strongest advocate for that.
Uh-huh.
But in the play, he's portrayed as like a very strong abolitionist.
Mhm.
So there's that critique too. And
Oh, well, I guess I understand that from them. Like,
yeah, I understand all the critiques, but I just really like that. Relatively speaking to like the founding fathers, he was very progressive minded.
mhm.
Like fucking
Right.
George Washington had slaves and shit. And fucking Thomas Jefferson did too. Like Hamilton didn't actually have any.
Yeah, and also, I mean, you have to just give props to the people who worked on it, and how they kind of changed it up and made it. Like, I understand the critiques, but that's not really what people are glorifying in like, they're not glorifying those specific things. But I don't know. I see both sides. Like, I shouldn't say that. That's become like a really bad term to like apply to things.
Yeah,
So,
there are good
but you
sides.
know what
There are
I
good
mean,
people on
right?
both sides.
I know. I'm like, fuck. Choose the lesser evil, guys. Well, just kidding. Oh, I mean, right now things have changed, but yeah, that's
Mhm.
not a good term. I didn't want to use that, but it came out. I want to watch it though. I just want to sing.
Let me just tell you one thing. The
What?
songs are super catchy.
Mhm.
The King, he is super funny. Every time the King is on stage, I'm like, wow, this is awesome.
The King?
It's yeah, the King is actually the guy from Mindhunter,
Oh, wow. Okay.
the main
The
one.
main character?
The skinny
Oh,
one.
okay. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
him.
yeah. So that's the King, and he sings them like really great.
Really?
Yeah, but like the main thing about it is David Diggs for me. David Diggs plays uh he plays Thomas Jefferson and Lafayette. So he does two characters in play.
Mhm.
But I know him from other stuff, from like rap stuff. He has his own rap group, and he's made a movie. So it's a really cool movie.
Mhm.
It's on my Vudu if you want to watch it.
Which
It's called
movie is it? Which one?
Blind Spotting.
Blind Spotting? I'll watch it. I needed to find something to watch tonight. That's what I'll be watching.
Yeah, he's a rapper and he's a really good rapper. He's the best rapper in the show. A lot
Uh-huh.
of people, they give it praise like, oh, it's a hip hop show. But to me, it's more of just like a regular show and it has hip hop in it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's cool.
Because like when you watch it, it really feels like some Lion King type of shit. You know, like they're singing,
Oh,
and
okay.
you're like, wow, this is some Disney shit. You know.
Mhm.
I try to show it to our little sister, Camila, and like 20 minutes into it, she was like, I gotta go get my princess dress.
What the hell? I love that reaction.
Yeah, because like it's just like so Disney-ish, you know.
I've got to go get. God damn it. Of course. Oh man, speaking listen to them, I feel like the last time I did, I didn't. You know, like when you like something and then you forget about it because there's so many things in the world to like. There's so much art in the world.
Quarantine, you should also give Game of Thrones a shot. I rewatched it.
Honestly, I need to watch that because I've watched random seasons of it with different people. Like I watched part of it and then part of it with my friend from history class. But she would like make me watch the seasons she was on, and I didn't know what was happening, you know?
Yeah, it's so horrible. Just give it a shot from the beginning. It's really good. Like, just looking back at it, it really is like an achievement in television.
Uh-huh. Honestly,
And it's crazy. Like, I can't believe how much they fumbled that. Cause you know, like, it's notorious for having a shit ending.
mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Is that on is that on Voodoo or where can I or do I have to buy it somewhere?
That's on HBO.
HBO?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I will give you my HBO Max.
You have HBO? Oh hell yeah.
No, well, it's my girlfriend's, but yeah, I will give it to you.
Oh, okay. You can ask her. If not, I'll find a way.
Uh, like the account that she uses, you know. So I
Oh,
just create one for you so you can watch it.
okay. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I haven't really been watching anything. I don't know if I told you, but I took a class in the summer because it was online. So that's what I did like the past month. It was kind of really hard, but it just ended this week, so now I have a life again. Well, a quarantine life, but you know what I mean.
A class for what? Like a university class?
Yeah, for an anatomy and physiology. So it was
That's.
really hard.
I don't want to do any classes online. I feel like the. I don't know when I did that. For like some high school classes I did. I
Hmm.
just felt like I didn't learn as much as I would have. You know.
Yeah, I've had online classes before, and I think they're okay. We had a meet every day for Zoom for 4 hours, which was horrible because I didn't have a life, you know? But my professor was really cool. Well, I had two professors because I had a lab for it, which it's weird to have a lab online. That I didn't like. But my professor for lecture, he's from Africa. And he's the cutest person ever. Like, he's really scared of COVID because his kids have asthma. And like every
Yeah.
single time he would like conclude the class and he'd say, "Bye everyone, have a good day, see you tomorrow. COVID-19 is real." Cuz he like wanted to drill it in our heads. Like take it seriously because people are still dying and like it's very real still.
Yeah.
So, and he would this one time he started the class really weird and he was calling attendance and he made us all tell him how we were doing and he's like, if you don't talk back to him, he gets all offended. He thinks you don't want to talk to him. So everyone had to talk about how they were feeling that day, which I thought was really weird to start the class. And then afterwards, he was like, I
Mm-hmm.
asked you all how you were doing because I sincerely care. Because one of my students has emailed me and is confirmed to have COVID-19, and I worry about you guys. So I hope you're okay and staying safe. And like you're doing a class during a pandemic, so that's really hard. And I loved him. I was like, fuck, like how hard is it to be like this, to actually care about other people? So, yeah, he was just worried for everyone cuz COVID.
Mm-hmm. That's cute.
Yeah, he's super adorable. He like has a bunch of degrees, so he's like a professor, but then he's a nurse, and then he's like some other type of medical person, and then he's like another type of thing, like he has a PhD and I don't know what the fuck. So he's like super educated, right? But like part of that is he works with a lot of nurses too, so he knows how bad it is. Like he just was like worried that nobody's taking it seriously. Not because we're younger or anything, like just because you know how people are. And then Texas is just a piece of shit with COVID.
Yeah. The numbers here are crazy.
Oh my god, what the Sorry, it's the fucking fly or whatever. I don't even know what it is anymore. Yeah, the numbers are crazy. Like I honestly I still haven't gone out anywhere because I'm scared of getting COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be like this for a year. I just
Yeah.
accepted it.
Me too. I've like let go. I was barely starting to make new friends, and I've just kind of already mentally disconnected from them being my friends in the future because I know that I'm not gonna hang out with them. And like
Mm-hmm.
I think they were being pretty safe too, but they're starting to like well, they started when lockdown officially ended, trying to like social distance hang out. But like what does that mean? And also I saw pictures and you guys weren't wearing a mask, so I
Yeah,
don't
that's the
like
worst
it's
thing
just
to me. Like I see people's stories and they're not wearing masks, and I get really triggered. I don't know why.
yeah, me too, because I'm like, come on, dude. Or like, okay, like, why would you post it? I mean, it's really shitty not to wear it, but it's even shittier to post it. Because
Yeah,
then you,
it's
like,
just
really don't give a shit?
like you're promoting that you're a douchebag. You know?
Yeah, and so I don't know. And they're good people. Like, one of them works in a lab, so she's always wearing her mask at work. But then, like, they want to, like, do things already? Not, like, go out to a bar, which we can't now because they're closed, but, like, doing other things, like going to places where people are. And they invite me, and I've been, like, dodging them, like, oh, I'm working, whatever, right? But, I know they're gonna stop, like, trying to talk to me soon because I haven't seen them at all. So I've just kind of made peace with the fact that that's okay. I really liked them for the good month that I knew them. I'll make some new ones in a year. I don't know.
It's actually. I feel like it's gonna be faster than we expect. You know, like this whole thing is gonna. This year is gonna just pass by really fast.
Yeah, I think for sure it'll go until the end of this year. There's like so many science or like labs around the world working on a vaccine. And even if we don't have a vaccine ready, I think we'll have like a specific protocol for treating it. Discovery of some
Mhm.
sort of treatment, something like that. We won't be like super blindsided like how we were right now, I guess. So yeah,
Yeah,
the people that drive me nuts are like the ones that are like the virus doesn't seem real. I'm just like the what doesn't what?
yeah, it's really crazy people.
Yeah, did I tell you?
Yes, you did, Tony. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Type person.
Yeah, I think and he's cool. He's like, "Are you anti-establishment?" And I was like, "What?" But
I
yeah,
think
and then
everybody
huh?
is. I think
Yeah, he's
everybody is anti-establishment.
well, he's always been like that. He's been on Bernie since 2016. So
Yeah,
like I know that he cares about people and shit, but then he said like, I don't know, this virus seems like just fishy to me, and I was like, No, he literally used the word hoax. That's why I was so super like, wait a minute, what the fuck?
Mhm.
How are you both of these people? How are you? I don't get it.
Yeah, people are really independent thinkers, you know? It's crazy.
I'm just like super surprised. I don't know.
They're just a mixture of all these emotions.
Well, it's just I don't get that theory though, like because there's the people who think it was made up by the government, right? And I'm like, okay, well, all the world's governments didn't come together to like trick you, you know?
Hmm.
That's some paranoia. You should, maybe think about that for a while. And then there are the people thinking that the masks are a way to control us. And I'm like, dude, they already control you. Like, they don't fucking need to do it with the mask. What does that even do? How does that? What is that? What is that theory? I don't understand it.
They're just trying to be contrarian.
I don't know. All I know is this virus is fucking real. I don't know. I listened to this podcast with these scientists. Um, and they like catch you up on world science, whatever the fuck, and then they tell you like the journal in which the studies were published and all of that, so you're able to find them pretty quickly. And they were talking about I mean, they talk about the virus here and there, right? Whatever. But yeah, they have so many podcasts because they're a huge university, whatever. And they have
Hmm.
one of their podcasts is like a Q&A so people can call in and ask questions. And somebody asked them because they're working directly with it, right? I mean, a lot of labs are, but they've been like on COVID like for a long time. And so they asked him if they thought that it was a man-made virus. And he said that he didn't want to like spread any, because we don't know for sure, but he's saying like just the way that it attaches to humans, like it's just so good at attacking us. And we were like the main hosts, like they say it jumped whatever, and then it found its home in human beings, like our bodies.
Hmm.
So that's crazy. Like that's fucking crazy. And I remember listening to them talking about COVID even before the pandemic, like in February. I mean, during the pandemic, but not like America's pandemic, because we didn't fucking know.
Hmm.
And they were saying just like how strange it was, like how weird the virus was and all of that. So, they've been like working with it and looking at it and all of this and saying like, yeah, we don't know much, whatever. And so yeah, he was answering about the question and just saying that it just it's very rare, like how they had said since the beginning, for a virus to jump from one mammal to another. And it's even more rare for that same virus to jump onto a human. And then it's even more rare for that virus to be spread from human to human. So you see like how it's really crazy, like all the steps it took to get there. So he was like, yeah, like I don't want to spread
Yeah,
like any like craziness, but like either this is the craziest like freak virus we've seen, and it's just like perfectly created from nature, or it was man-made. And I haven't told a lot of people that, like I didn't tell Paco that because it'll get to their head. But yeah, like I
yeah,
don't know that. I mean it makes sense because why the fuck is it so good at us, at like attacking our human cells?
yeah. I wouldn't put it past like the Chinese government to make a virus like that, or even like the United States government, of course. But
Yeah. Yeah, any government really, like biowarfare.
yeah, like I remember uh reading something like that too, or I heard something like that too. Like, oh, this virus is super smart. Like, it's the way it attacks humans. It's like made to kill.
Yeah, that's what
And
exactly what people are like. It is. It's made to kill us.
yeah,
The spread
and
and
it's just I wouldn't put it past like any government. Like, oh, they created this and they wanted to spread it to a certain group, and maybe it got out of control. Like, I would not put that past anybody. Or even like maybe trying to spread this, and then they because they're sending scientists to different nations to control it. So what if they're doing that to get goodwill with other nations? Like, hey, remember when we helped
Oh,
you with that pandemic? We kind of caused,
yeah. Yeah,
like, I
governments
don't
are
know.
just assholes.
Yeah, I don't want to get too conspiratorial about it, just because like I have no evidence for it, but it's just like a very guttural feeling, like, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
like,
I could buy that shit.
yeah, honestly, I can too. That's why, and it makes sense. I mean, why the fuck did nature, like, how, it's real, that's crazy. That's like 1 in a million that this virus was created naturally. Because even if it had jumped from a bat, what, like, if it jumps from one mammal to the next, like that's crazy. But and even if it reaches us, the way it's spreading though, like that's out of control. Like it spreads so quickly, it spreads so fast. It's fucking tiny, and it chooses human beings as the perfect host, Like this is where it's happy multiplying. That's fucking rare as shit. So, I believe it too. I don't, and hearing from, I mean, it's not like my personal opinion, it's what he thinks too. I mean, not he, just him, but that group of scientists, and I'll link their podcast too on the thing. But I mean, if they're like, why would scientists go there if they didn't, you know,
Yeah.
fucking pandemics?
Yeah, moving on to other conspiratorial things. Now we will touch on this wayfair thing. Yes, so recently many people will know that Wayfair was accused of trafficking sex or trafficking children for sex
Yeah,
acts, stuff like that.
yeah, they were
Yeah, I
saying,
haven't seen all the evidence like that's being put forward for it, the accusations. But I remember one thing very clearly. Like, I think it was yesterday when this thing like really hit the fan, and I remember going to Twitter first, and I was like, well, let's see how big it's trending, how far it's trending, because a lot of people, everyone was literally talking about it on like Facebook, and
Mhm.
Facebook is more for like the right and more for the centrists.
Yeah.
So when I saw that going around, I was like, I wonder how the left feels, So I went to Twitter because, like, to me, that's where like the left lives,
Hmm.
and I don't know why I just take that information like more at face value. Like, oh damn, if they're free about it, it must be a real big deal,
Hmm.
Like, just because I've seen a lot of QAnon stuff on the right and a lot of like that type of very flimsy evidence type of shit.
Hmm.
But then I looked on it. Oh damn! It's like a car exploding outside.
Oh fuck.
It's
Wow.
like poop, poop,
I
poop,
thought
poop,
it
poop,
was
poop.
knocking. Yeah, like I thought someone was knocking.
No, it's a car breaking down on the road.
Fuck. That could have been me.
Okay, I apologize for that. Back to what I was saying. I remember I went on Twitter yesterday and I read the whole thing of like what was going on, and it felt very shady for me, like from the start. Like when I was reading it, I was reading the response of Wayfair and basically the response of some media outlets that were covering the story, and everything felt like very brushed off real easily.
Oh.
And now I found that interesting. I was like, okay, that's interesting. Why am I only seeing the response from them? Where are like the individual people, like the independent pundits?
The response from the media outlets were fishy.
It just seemed like really fishy. Like the articles being written about the situation, and it just felt like brushed aside real fast. And to me, it was like when you come with claims like that, you really gotta show me like some real shit before I believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to
Yeah.
just use companies of sex trafficking if
Yeah.
there's real evidence to it.
Yeah.
And yeah, but like to me, I don't want to touch the subject at all until I got more information. You know what I'm saying? So then I let it go, and I came back to it after more people piled onto it. Like I just saw a crazy explosion of it. and everyone kept like retweeting it, and it was because they were censoring it. They were censoring the information,
They were
and to me,
censoring.
that's always a bad sign.
Yeah, that's always a bad sign for things that need to come out.
Yeah, like even if it was fake, like if what they're saying is true, like, oh, like I'm saying from the corporation's perspective, the corporation was like, of course these claims are not true, like, what the fuck. But even if
Yeah.
that is true, like what they're saying, there's no truth to these allegations, then why would they try and censor it? Why would they try and block people from spreading that? If it's all
Yeah.
bullshit. So that like set off some more alarms in me, and I was like, I don't know, I don't want to accuse again, a corporation of that.
Yeah.
But
Right. No one wants to just accuse anybody or anything of that. But
and then I saw that like they were taking down all this stuff about it, and that's when I was wondering, well, maybe it's not necessarily like that deep, selling children. But what if it's like embezzlement? Like um they're kind of like washing money. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like
Oh, okay.
it's a whole scheme. Like, oh, buy this bookshelf. It actually, it's a fucking bullshit bookshelf. But if you raise the price on the books, we can put the company earned this much, and we can sneak in illegal money through there.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
So that like it makes sense to me. All I know right now is that I want there to be like a very serious investigation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, because it is weird. And I like their excuse was, yeah, it was kind of weird. And like you said, I mean, we don't know for sure, right? But it is kind of flimsy. It was just like, oh, because it's like, what did they fucking say? It was just like some bullshit, you know? But
Yeah.
yeah, and I didn't think much of it either. I thought like everyone's just fucking pandemic mode and we're all like attacking, and then like, there's the actual traffickers, I can't say her name. I'm not even gonna fucking try. But then that whole thing's going on, so I thought like, is everyone in like a mode? I don't know. But yeah, I didn't know they were
Yeah.
censoring it either. So that's fishy. I might have to go back into that hashtag and see what's going on with it.
Yeah, and then like I don't know, there's also evidence to the contrary. Like if you're selling kits, I think 10,000 is like very low. I think they would probably
Yeah,
be selling
that's really.
like on some real shit. I think they would probably be going for like 500,000 stuff like that. Because like it's supposed to be like this cult of rich people. Why would it be online? First of all, like how would they know this is the story? Unless it's like underground. It could be a small operation, but
Yeah.
I don't know. When you look at like the
Yeah,
Epstein thing,
15,000. Yeah, that's not enough for a kid. Like for, I get what you mean. But
yeah, I
the
know it
money
sounds weird.
embezzlement, huh?
It sounds like really weird and fucked up to say like it's not enough for a kid. What? But
I
it
know
just like it
it does
doesn't.
sound really fucked up, but it just doesn't? Especially if
Yeah,
somebody can buy a child like through an online shop, like you're not gonna charge them. And why would you charge that on the company? Like, but the embezzlement, like that makes a lot of sense?
yeah, because they're
'Cause
hiding
it
it,
makes
so something's going on.
Yeah, something's weird because there's no reason for that to be like 15,000. And then it had names of like people, right? So that could also be weird. Like, why are they different names? Well, I don't know.
Yeah, that tripped me out too. I
Yeah,
don't know.
instead
I
of
feel
like
like
a word or there.
I didn't do the research myself, but I saw that how they're saying, oh, if you put this serial number into something, it pops up the child, the missing child. And I didn't do the research myself,
Oh,
but
I didn't look at.
I saw that some people did, and they confirmed that that was all bullshit. Like so.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Yeah, but then again, I didn't type in the serial number myself. But that's what I've been hearing, that like that was all bullshit. So I don't know. I really don't know what to believe right now. I just think that like there should definitely be like a fucking investigation.
Yeah, they should look into what the fuck that's about because it just makes no sense for them to. Why is it different amounts? Why is it different names? Like, why is it that amount? It's a cabinet or whatever the fuck they were. So
Yeah.
that's really weird. It's like you said, like they're hiding something. Probably not children because that wouldn't be the way to go, I don't think. But something.
Yeah. Like how much prison time would you get for that? Like that is not worth it.
Yeah, and to be on your website where anyone can look at it, like, yeah, it's hiding it, but you're not hiding it that well if it's on Wayfair. Like, I see ads for that fucking company everywhere, right? If
Yeah.
anyone looks at the cabinet, like, why would you hide a child there?
I saw the
Like,
funniest
people are
meme. It
gonna
was like,
find it. What is it?
I'll try and look for it and I'll put it on the thing. But like I saw this meme of like this guy and he's all disappointed, and he's like dressed as something. It's like a character, a cartoon character, but he's dressed in like that suit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he just looks disappointed. And then it says like the caption is like, when you buy a cabinet and it comes with a child.
Oh my god,
And then
that's
the
horrible.
bottom, and then at the bottom it said like in quotations like, I don't want to feed this child.
You're just like, fuck. See, and
Yeah,
that's
what the shit
another
is.
thing is like, what if somebody does order that cabinet? Like, you're just gonna not do a background check, just send them the fucking kid? Like, why would you hide children in, like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And if it was a person who just doesn't know how much fucking cabinets cost, sorry, I didn't get it. Like, do you call them? Like, do they get a refund? What the fuck do you do at that point?
They call and they have to say a secret phrase, and then that's how they know. Oh yeah, they want the kid.
But
Put
you
the kid.
know.
I don't know. This shit is
Well,
crazy.
like, yeah, and I can see why somebody sat there and thought, like, I know what this is, right? Because, like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
There's a lot of
Like, I can
going on.
see somebody thinking that. Yeah, there are a lot of children missing, which is another issue we could also talk about maybe on the next podcast. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't think Wayfair is gonna just ship children to people who want to pay 15K for a cabinet.